Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal, some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like it's on every episode, we got a great one for you. In fact, we've got a returning one.
Yes, returning guest, Janelle Arthur. She's a music
Hello.
artist, entertainer, and American Idol alum. Her current single, One Night on Earth, featuring the Isaacs, was released to radio for the Christmas season, and she just wrapped filming a faith-based romantic comedy, 5 Date Rule, that will be released in 2023.
And we're going to talk about both of that and more.
And a lot more.
So welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome
Thank
back.
you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's definitely our pleasure.
It is.
So I guess it's not been too long since you've been on the show. So tell us any updates. What's been happening?
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember what we talked about last time I was on here. I just had my baby. Is that what happened last time, or was it before that?
Oh, I think it may have been before that. Yeah,
Okay.
That.
Yeah, so I have had a little baby girl, and she is now 10 months old. So that's one of the newest things in my life.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I also have released a few singles. I've released 3 singles this year, so that's a lot for me. I usually don't come out with that much music, but I recorded some music like during COVID, downtime when we were just we didn't know what was going on. I released a song called "What Would Dolly Do." You're
going to perform that one for us later.
I am. I'm going to try to. I've just realized I don't have my guitar pick, so it might sound a little rough, but I'm still going to do it for you.
Awesome.
So I released "What Would Dolly Do." I released a song called "DNA," and then now I have this song out. It's a Christmas song called "One Night on Earth."
So what made you go the Christmas route for this year?
Well, I mean, this song was written back in 2020, and honestly, if the world hadn't have been so crazy at that time, I would have. I did at least put a video out for One Night on Earth back in 2020 at Christmas time. It was just me. It was just a version of me. It was kind of like a demo that we did. As songwriters, we just did a demo, and then I did a video for it. And then last year we had every plan to release One Night on Earth at Christmas, and then we thought, I think that we don't have enough time to set the song up. We had kind of whenever we got around to kind of thinking about, okay, this is what we're going to do, it was a little too late. Like, you kind of have to set up a Christmas song a few months in advance,
right?
Because it only has 2 months to kind of grow. So if you release a Christmas song too close to Christmas, it doesn't really have a lot of time to get out there and for the word to get around. So we decided that we wanted to wait, and then whenever my record label, Black Sheep label group, they decided that they mentioned, hey, why don't we get an artist on here with you? Would you like to have a feature? Is there anyone you could think of that you would like to have on there? And I just immediately thought of the Isaacs, because I love their voices, and I just thought, wow, how perfect is this with the message, and then to have them on this song is they just took it. The song is a beautiful song on its own without me singing it, like just without my voice on it. It is a great song. It's a beautiful song. And then for me to sing it with the Isaacs just took it to another level. So,
So tell us about the 5-Date Rules.
So 5-Date Rule is a movie that I am starring in. It's going to be a romantic comedy, and I think it's going to be a good movie. It's a faith-based film. It's going to have all kinds of different things in it, from romance to comedy to music. And so I'm looking forward to seeing it myself, just to know what it looks like. And it felt really good in the process. Even though I only got like 2 takes per scene, it was crazy. The amount of time that was just very much like, okay, got to get it done. So that was tough, but at the same time, it was a good challenge. I had a great time, even though it was really long days. I was working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. a lot of days. So, it was tiring, but it was I'm hoping the reward will be so great. So.
And you talking about the tiring, as you know, a lot of people, they see the glory in everything you do, but they don't see that grind, that sacrifice, tears and struggles it takes, not just to get to the top of the entertainment industry, but to even any level within entertainment. And as you know, we always talk about that. So tell us a little bit about some of the sacrifices and struggles you've had to go through to get to where you are today.
Well, I think that my sacrifices might look a little different than what some people's might, or this might not be as relatable. I don't know, but my life looks different because of the sacrifices that I kind of haven't been willing to make. I feel like I am where I am because of I wasn't willing, good or bad. It depends on what lens you're looking through. The success I have had or haven't had is because of the sacrifices I'm not willing to make. I'm not willing to sacrifice my morals, my values, who I am, my faith, the way that I dress. I'm not willing to sacrifice those things. So that, wherever I am in this journey, that's just who I am. And I think it has opened up a lot of doors for me, just being true and authentic to who I am.
And doing it your way.
Yeah.
And I think that has helped me, at least in the long run, to develop, to have people that when they are a fan of mine, they really are a true fan, because they kind of know who I am. I'm not just putting on a facade. So yeah, but it does take sacrifice as far as, just the long hours that it takes. It takes a lot of money. It takes, saying, okay, I'm not going to put money into this because I have to put money into my music. Or you have to say, I can't put money into my music right now because, and so that's a sacrifice.
There are other priorities.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the tough side for a lot of people that, they look at the industry who have not really dug in. And they don't realize the amount of money it takes to make it work.
That's right. And that's a big reason why the whole goal of most people, my whole life, it's been, you have to get a record deal. You have to get like a big record deal to where you can even afford, because they back it financially. And that's how you can get on the radio. That's how you can get your songs out there. That's how you get on billboards. That's how you get, all of the advertisement that you can get on social media. Usually it's through these different companies that record labels will pay thousands of dollars for. And it takes so much money. And I think what's really funny is there was a time in my life whenever I felt like I had come to the realization that it was, it's not about your talent, it's about who you know. And then I realized it's not even about who you know, because if you have enough money, you can know whoever you need to know. And so I thought, man,
it still comes back to money.
Yeah, it always comes back to money. But and because that's just the world revolves around that, in a sense,
And as parents, you always want to put your kids in that best possible spotlight to shine. Like a lot of people think negative of Taylor Swift because her start was because of her parents' money, but she built a solid career since then.
She did. In my opinion, she did. She had the talent to back it up. She had the songs, the songwriting, the appeal, the star appeal, the ability to just grab these audiences. And so I feel like if that's what you have to do to get yourself in the door, as long as you're not doing something immoral and you're not making the love of money your driving factor, then I think that, more power to you. Because sometimes that's what it takes to get yourself at least seen. And then it's up to you. After that, it's up to you to deliver. And, she's a great example of delivering in that.
And talking about when it's up to you, that's like a lot of people think when you come in top 5 of American Idol, they think, okay, you've got it made. But no, that's when the fun really begins, ain't it?
Yeah. It was a strange feeling coming off of American Idol, because we were so busy for so long, and I get off the show and we'd been on the tour and we'd been on a bus and we'd done all this press and all these interviews and all these VIP meet and greets, and then you get off the road and you're like, what is going on? I'm back to, it's back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now if I'd had an incredible team around me like I have right now, if I'd had that right after the show, it would have been a lot more pleasant, I think. The whole shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Gabby Barrett seemed to did a great job of when she come off, she didn't slow down.
That's right. That's right. And I think that she capitalized on
She did.
that's what you're supposed to do. That is exactly what you're supposed to do when you are on a reality TV show. If you are out there, you're thinking about auditioning for reality TV. The goal is you don't even think about
It's
winning.
a stepping stone.
It is a stepping stone. Get on that show, get that exposure, get those fans and grab them and hold on to them and keep the content flowing out there. No one can stop you from putting the content out there, putting your voice out there, putting your songs out there. That is something that I wish I had done more of, because there were times when I was really, really picky about what I was going to put, out. And I do think that you have to be particular about the songs,
because you got to sing them for the rest of your life.
That's right. The internet is forever. And so I think that you have to be mindful of the songs that you're putting out there. So I totally understand that. But at the same time, these days, people are taking in so much information and so much content, and it's just like you have to just stay out there if this is what you want to do. And so and that's hard for me sometimes, because I just get kind of like on a roll with social media, and then I get so burnt out. I get so burnt out because I'm living life and I'm doing things, and I'm such a perfectionist. I'll think, that's not good enough to put out there. So,
So how has social media played a role for you? Because again, years ago it wasn't that big, but now it's like if you ain't social, you ain't nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with it, honestly. I really do.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that is just like, man, I love that we can do this, and we have this outlet, and we have this way that we are in control of what we put out there. Because for so long, artists were so controlled by record labels that there was no way for them to put out what they wanted to. It was all about the labels. So now we have so much more power in that way. So I love that. And I love that people can connect with us on that level. But I also feel like it's pretty fake, for the most part. It's your highlight reel. You're not really showing the worst parts of your life, and sometimes that can make people feel like, wow, they don't have any problems in their lives. And so it's tough. I know that's what's got to be hard for people. I've said, many years ago, before social media, I think it was hard enough for people just to feel the comparison between magazine covers and like the models on the magazines, and then movie stars.
It's like 100 times worse now.
Now we are competing not just with magazines and movies. We are comparing ourselves to our neighbors,
who also put highlight reels.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I know that's hard for people, and so I try to find that balance of, I want to be real with people. But I also don't want to spend all my days just thinking about posting on social media. It's exhausting. So and
it's a catch-22 nowadays. It's a catch-22 because, as you know, years ago, you could pretty much walk into a record label and they would listen to you. And if they liked you, they'd sign you. You can't do that no more. It's first thing, what's your following? Oh, no, you're not big enough. I mean, so it's a catch-22. So although you can create your own stuff and be seen, to get to that next level, unless you have that following, it's not going to happen. Not through a label.
That's right. And I mean, but it's also so strange, because I've heard that, and then I've also heard of people who got major record deals with just like 2,000 followers on Instagram.
And that's been recent.
Yeah, within the last few years. Yeah. And so it's like, so it's really confusing to people because they're like, they'll be told,
Yeah.
I have a friend that like she's constantly being told because I'm not really having meetings right now. So this is not really my world at this time, but I know that people are hearing this all the time. You have to have the numbers, numbers. And then we'll see people that get signed that don't have the numbers. And so you just don't really know. So you cannot put all of your eggs in the social media basket either. And that's what's so tricky is there's just not one way to make it.
Like I remember, I guess a couple of years ago, I had someone private message me who worked for one of the big labels and says, if you ever have they're looking for a female. And they said, if you ever have any female artist that you know that has 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, to let them know they would like to connect. And I'm thinking, oh, I got that. So I'm going through everybody I know, and I'm like, okay, they got two. It was like, because YouTube's the hardest thing to get subscribers on,
It is,
and it's like, okay, they got two.
Imagine.
Nope, they got three. Nope, they got five. I'm like, oh God,
It's tough because there's so much competition at this point. There's just so many different people out there doing the same thing that we're doing. So it's really about cutting through, and it's just what's the trick. What's the secret recipe? I don't think anyone really knows. I just think it just catches on or it doesn't.
And that's the thing about being an artist is, nobody can't write a book. This is how you do it. Because like you said, it's different for every person. So there is no cookie cutter approach, so to speak. Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like so many people have different, every story is just like so different. And then I think that people like me, probably girls or guys that are my age that grew up, we kind of are considered 90s kids, 90s babies, 90s kids. The model that was kind of in front of us for making it in the country music world, there was like this certain formula and like all these different things. This is what happens, and this is what you got to do, and you need to have a record deal, and you need to have this. And it's just such a different world that I think that a lot of us are even asking ourselves, is this even what I signed up for? I don't think it is. I think that whenever we decided so many years ago that this was our dream, the dream looks completely different these days. So what you have to do in order to accomplish the things that you always wanted to accomplish, it just looks so different. So, I think that for me, I am very, very grateful to just be doing what I'm doing right now and releasing this song with the Isaacs. I'm just so proud of it.
I think the question that we all really should be asking is, what would Dolly do?
What would she do? She would donate to all kinds of people, and she'd have the money ready to go.
So the floor is yours for that song.
Okay.
So tell us about the song as you.
As I figure out how I'm going to play this. All right. Let me see. Let me get my sleeve out of the way too. But thanks to my husband for tuning up my guitar for me. So this song is really about how I think that we could all be a little bit more like Dolly. She's known for her ability to write songs, sing, perform, do all the things. But she's really, I think, stayed so relevant because of who she is on the inside. I think that's what's kept her in good graces with everyone. I mean, it's just like, if you don't like Dolly, then go away. Who are you? There's something wrong with you. So, and I think it's interesting. I grew up in Pigeon Forge, and I sang at Dollywood, portraying a young Dolly Parton in a show about her life story. And I knew, like, Dolly influenced me, but I didn't even really realize the impact.
Wow.
I didn't realize it till I think I moved to Nashville. And then I think that's when it all, because I just always known Dolly. I'd always known her music. I'd sang her songs. I portrayed her as a child. And then it's like, I always had an appreciation for her, but I really knew that I had looked up to her. Yeah. and been influenced by her more than I realized. So, yeah, in a lot of different ways. But I'm going to figure this. Let me think about my. All right, I'm going to play. What would Dolly do?
Okay.
Without a guitar pick. Are my lips too bright? Are my clothes too tight? Well, are my heels too high? I don't know. And if I tease my hair, put rhinestones everywhere, are people gonna stare? Maybe so. But what would Dolly do? I'm just over here trying to take what God gave me and make it bigger. Yeah, I'm just trying to hang with her. No one's perfect, I know, but I'd say she's pretty close. So when I ask myself how I should be, I ask WW Double D. She take what she has and keep giving back, all while making you laugh with her jokes. Oh yeah, and if you talk and hate, she'll put you in your place. Yeah, and she'll do it with grace. Hey, everybody ought to go by what would Dolly do? Yeah, I'm just over here trying to take what God gave me and make it bigger. Yeah, I'm just trying to hang with her. No one's perfect, I know. I'd say she's pretty close. So when I ask myself how I should be, I ask WW Double D. Ooh, 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 what would Dolly do? Yeah, I'm just over here trying to take what God gave me and make it bigger. Yeah, I'm just trying to hang with her. No one's perfect, I know, but I'd say she's pretty dang close. So when I ask myself how I should be, I ask WW Double D. Oh, when I ask myself how I should be, I ask WW Double D.
Oh,
Love it.
love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So tell us about the show this coming Saturday.
Yes.
This show, I'm doing a Christmas show, and it is going to be at the Lebanon Theater, the Capitol Theater in Lebanon, Tennessee, and it's going to be presented by Bates Ford. Tony Bates is a huge supporter of music, and especially anything in Wilson County that he can support. He is just such a great person, and he's actually sponsored a lot of shows, presented a lot of shows that I have done, especially at the Capitol. So we're going to be doing just a night of nothing but Christmas music. Full band. You're going to see kids. You're going to have kid interaction. Santa Claus is going to be there. He's going to bring he's going to bring the kids up on stage and sing a song to them. We're going to have I'm going to have some different people out on stage with me, kind of some surprises, and it's going to be so much fun. My band is incredible. They are also great singers as well, so they'll be featured some in the show. And yeah, it's just going to be nothing but good feels all the way around. I think we're going to have just a great night.
And we'll be there.
We'll be there with our two
so
kids.
excited.
Christopher and Caitlin will be there with
I am
us.
so glad I saw that y'all were going to be coming, and that just means so much to me. I can't
Now,
wait to meet you guys in person.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
because
we
this
finally
is our
get to meet
third
in
interview,
person.
so you know
Yes,
it's like your
wow.
family now.
Yes.
Yes.
We're
And you know,
excited. We can't wait to see
I
the
dread
show.
the traffic tomorrow because we're leaving to Nashville tomorrow.
We are
Probably the worst day to leave,
probably for going through Atlanta.
especially going through Atlanta.
Atlanta. Oh my word, that traffic. Yeah, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just get you a good playlist going.
Oh yes.
Because it's normally
Right.
like a 8 hour, 7.5, 8 hour drive. I'm
Right.
expecting it to be 12 hours tomorrow.
10 to
Wow.
12 probably.
That was us. Whenever we went to Panama City, it took us 12 hours to get home.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if outside of Dolly, if you could co-write with anyone else, who would it be?
Good question.
Because I knew you'd pick Dolly. So
Yeah.
Alive, or does it matter?
well, it's always a 2-part question. The first one's always
Yeah.
alive, but I always come back to that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, of course, it'd be cool, like if Elvis was still alive. I mean, you
That'd
know,
be amazing.
yeah. Especially with just watching the Elvis movie recently,
Oh yeah.
a couple months ago, I was like, Elvis, just wow. Which I don't know that Elvis really wrote much. I'm not even sure what he did, but anyway, I would have loved to have met him. But also, well, I mean, I've always wanted to write with Vince, and he and I have talked about it, Vince Gill, and he and I talked about it, and it's just never happened. We just usually, which I'm so grateful for. If
he's being inducted tonight.
To what? To what?
Country
music?
What the music?
The music.
The Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Okay. Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because I know it's him. Who else did I say? You remember?
Marty Stewart.
Marty Stewart.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
one
amazing.
of the people Don McLean.
Yeah, Don McLean.
And I think one other.
And someone else. Mm-hmm.
Well, he deserves it. I mean,
because I seen on Facebook one of the people talking about that. Get your tickets now; it's not sold out yet. And I was like, well, if it had been not tonight,
yeah, another night.
Well, I mean, if anybody deserved it, it's him, because he's just, he's just incredible. But and he's just a sweet person. I haven't seen him in a while, but every time that I've been around him, he's just, just been so great. And I mean, I think he and I will, maybe someday we'll get to write together. Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to be in 5 years?
Where do I want to be in 5 years? Just wherever. I mean, I've probably said this before. Just wherever God wants me. I don't really know. I don't know what the future holds. I have done so many things that I have wanted to do that I'm like, with sometimes it feels like I'm constantly swimming upstream, and so the fact that I've been able to even do some of the things that I've been so blessed to have been able to do, sometimes that blows my mind, and I just have to I focus on those things, because I think I have a duet with Vince, I have a duet with Dolly, I have this song with the Isaacs out. I mean, I've been able to be in a movie called Running for My Roots. I starred in that. Now I've got this new movie coming out. So, I think that I just hope to continue to do a lot of the same types of things that I'm doing right now. I feel like this is where I see myself, just being happiest, is honestly just kind of taking each opportunity, collaborating with good-hearted people. Doesn't even matter if they're not these big stars. It's not about that. It's about just being just do it, just fulfilling my purpose, and whatever that is. And I think sometimes it changes. I think that sometimes God pushes us in different directions. Just like I didn't see the movies coming. They just kind of came out of nowhere. And so I am willing to roll with whatever God wants to bring my way. And I just am very grateful to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Love that. So along your journey, what do you hope you never forget?
I know that I feel like I've answered this before, and I probably would have said just who I am, just who I was created to be, because I feel like that. You can know that. It's maybe some people don't realize they knew it, but as a child, I think you can really, really tap into your purpose and sort of your gifts, especially if you have parents that point those things out to you. Don't force it on you. Don't create it for you, but they just say,
it's a little nudge.
So exactly that just that encouragement, and sometimes I think people don't realize their gifts, and they're not told, hey, you're really good at that, even if it's something small,
absolutely.
I think some people lack that affirmation. And I'm
Mhm.
very grateful that I had parents that really encouraged just what I already had inside of me. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope that I just hope I never forget my faith and my
Mhm.
upbringing, where I came from, and those are the most important things to me.
Love that.
Yes. What inspires you?
What inspires me? A lot of things inspire me. I'll tell you right now, that Elvis movie inspired me, but I think I've been inspired in a long time. I could not believe the performance of Austin Butler. I couldn't fathom it, because it was just so he embodied Elvis. It was incredible. And I'm also inspired, and in real life, I'm inspired by my my mother. My mother, who
Mhm.
is so selfless, and just she has helped me, so much throughout my life. And then, of course, now with my daughter, she's just so giving, and she doesn't live here, but she comes in as much as she can, and she
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
yeah. And so I'm so inspired by her and her selflessness, and just yeah, her dedication to me and her family and to God. And yeah.
The movie that really inspired me a lot for within the entertainment world was the I Can Only Imagine.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
that movie made me bawl. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one was amazing, and the struggles that he had to go through, because we all go through it on that chasing that dream, and almost gave up a few times. We all know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, and it's fun fact. The guy who was my co-star in the movie that I just filmed, 5 Day Rule. He was actually in I Can Only Imagine.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jason Berkey, that's his name, Jason Berkey. He is just a wonderful actor and great person. And yeah, so I'm like, that's just neat that you brought that movie up, because I always say, I'm like, Jason was in that movie. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Hmm. What is the best piece of advice I've ever received? I don't know. I've been given a lot of advice in my lifetime. This is a little interesting. I don't necessarily think this is the ultimate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
advice, but I mean, it's not. I don't even know if this is true. It's like advice. It's just a statement that
Huh.
sticks with me, and this is a little unusual. And if you had told me this, 15 years ago, I would have said, "That's ridiculous." That's, well, who cares? But whatever. I just don't. My husband, he's always said, there's no such thing as a popular Christian.
Right.
You can't be
Mhm.
liked by everybody if you're living right. If you're living 100%
Mm,
like you're
Yeah.
supposed to.
that's
You
true.
can't be liked by everybody if you're
Yeah.
trying to be Christ-like. And I just think, you know, I think we get so fixated on social media and just celebrity in general, like just idolizing these people. And I think that I always think about that, and my true goal in life, and I think he's so right about that. And I've often thought about that. I'm like, there's no such thing as a popular Christian, and I know that that's not the most popular topic in today's
Mhm.
world. And I understand, and I'm not trying to, I'm not pushing anything
Yeah.
of my
Right.
own beliefs on anybody else. That's
Mhm.
just what's, in my life and in my heart, and that's my
Exactly.
belief system. So
Absolutely. If you could say anything to your fans and followers, what would you want to tell them?
I would just want to say thank you for still sticking it out with me. I hope that you have liked
Yeah.
these last few songs I've released, and thank you for following me. Thank you for, your encouragement, for coming out to see me at shows, and for just simply making it possible for me to keep releasing music. And yeah, I'm very grateful for all of my fans, but even in particular the people who have been with me for years,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
who have just always been there, and I recognize them on social media, or I see them at a show. And it just means so much more than you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So as we close out, what advice would you give somebody who wants to do what you do?
I think that the best advice I could give you is probably to focus on connecting with people more so than being perfect. And I think that that's been a challenge that I've had to give to myself. Think about using your gifts to connect with people rather than just showing off what you've got. It's more so about why you're doing what you're doing and not what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. So tell everybody how they can find you.
Well, you can find me right here. I'm on YouTube if you want to subscribe to my channel, and I'm also I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of it. TikTok. Come on, TikTok. I actually like TikTok quite a bit.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from TikTok. So
Yes.
yeah.
Well, YouTube's learned a lot from TikTok because that's why we have shorts now.
Yes,
That's
so great. Yeah, I am. I'm everywhere just because I have to be, and
right.
yeah.
Yep, love that. We really enjoyed having you today, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you, and I look forward to seeing y'all on Saturday.
We'll see you
on Saturday.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.